I'm Derek Hankerson with FirstCoast.tv. I'm here today with Debra Maynard. Debra, I understand that during your time in law enforcement, you became very involved in mental health issues. Can you tell us why you got involved in those issues?
Absolutely. First of all, I'll say I have a lot of family members that are in the military. And my son went into the military in the Marine Corps 1 week prior to 9/11. He came out with some baggage. Okay, so that's pretty close to home. He did some stuff that he lives with. So I feel for the soldiers that have come back with the PTSD problems. And there's a lot of that on the road. I want law enforcement to know how to deal with that. We have people that are bipolar, schizophrenic. They walk up and down the roads of St. Johns County. And, we know who they are. And knowing how to deal with them is so important, because that's somebody's child, somebody's brother, somebody's son, somebody's significant other. They have a problem that's treatable. Whether they choose to stay under medications is a whole different story. But as far as law enforcement, that's the people that get called. That's the entity that gets called. They go hand in hand. They know who they are, and what we do at that point is so crucial, so critical. So what I did, and I was just so honored to be part of the first crisis intervention team with the sheriff's office. I went through my 40-hour training and knew it was a place for me. Because law enforcement isn't all about beating up a bad guy. It's about what I can do for you when you're having a bad day. And part of that is mental health issues.
How did these issues become so prevalent? Mental health, PTSD, schizophrenia, bipolar. Is it the air?
That's
is it
a great,
food?
That's a great question. Some of it's genetic. Okay. We can talk about schizophrenia. People just don't have an onset at a certain age. Okay, it's a genetic thing. You would have had it from the time you were born. All right, it's not just going to happen. Brain injury, on the other hand, is another thing. People coming back from war who've had concussions, or just the trauma of that, or a traumatic event where they've witnessed something awful, a body being blown up, or having to shoot and kill somebody, is going to cause traumatic stress.
Absolutely.
All right? Among other things.
Absolutely.
Okay? Whether it be a rape, or an attempted rape, or anything along those lines. I want to be that person instrumental in getting them help, not having them end their life. And I don't want to be the one to have to end it for them. Okay, so that's key in law enforcement. So once I get involved, there's a group called NAMI in St. Johns County, National Alliance for Mental Illness. And what they do is they actually help with the training for the law enforcement arena. And they bring in family members or other community members who've had not the best involvement with law enforcement. Perhaps the individual was not understood, mishandled, beat up, and they want their voice to be heard of, hey, I was just off my meds. I didn't need to go to jail for that. So we need to recognize, de-escalate, and get them the treatment they need.
Wow. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Can you talk to me about specific challenges that our community and public safety officials face during critical mental health issues, or in critical health issues?
There's so many different facets to that. First of all, let's look at the funding. Okay, there used to be a lot more availability for treatment for mental health, and now we're kind of funneled down to one or two places that help facilities that help with mental health. Flagler Hospital is overrun, and they only have so many beds, and they're limited in what they can do. So what then happens is the burden goes to the jail system. Is that where we want to put somebody in a cell who has mental health issues? I think not. Yet that's the next place. That's where they go. So that's a major obstacle. It's taking somebody who needs medical help and sticking them in a cell, which is going to exasperate everything. It's just going to make it worse.
Well, if they committed a crime and they're off their meds, then how do we address that fine line?
Okay, fine line is this. Florida statute tells us if a felony is committed, then they go to jail and are given treatment there. If it's a misdemeanor, a report gets written. For example, they're shoplifting. Okay? It's not uncommon for somebody who's off their medication or not acting appropriately to loiter, to trespass, to hang out in areas they shouldn't be. Okay? So why are we taking them to jail? They need the medical help. That's misdemeanor. They get medical help. So, statute's written that if a felony is committed, I've pulled a gun or I've tried to kill somebody while I'm off my rocker, then that's when we take them to jail. Then they get the medical help that they need.
What if it's a misdemeanor?
It's not necessary to take them to jail. You do a report. There's mental health courts for that.
You obviously have a passion for helping other people. What are your plans in the future? What are you planning to do to continue to address this issue?
It is one issue I'd like to see addressed for the county, and the best way for me to help the citizens of St. Johns County is to take it to the next level.
And that next level is?
For that for me is running for sheriff of St. Johns County.
Oh, wow.
It is the most powerful spot that I can sit in to, number one, train the officers to handle these situations and not make it just a voluntary thing, but a mandatory thing.
Right. What do you plan to do when you become sheriff to combat all of these issues that surround mental health?
Well, start with training. First and foremost, all the officers need to be trained in how to deal with that. Okay? We need to have alliances with local communities or different entities, NAMI and Flagler Hospital, any of the other, and get them on board with us and help with the training. Okay, that's just part of it. I mean, there's just so much more to the sheriff's office. It's not just all mental health. That's a big part of it.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your time today. This was extremely
you're so welcome.
And
you're so welcome.
We hope to catch up with you in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you.